What else would you like the people who are tuned in to know about Joe, about your time with him?
He's probably one of the, I heard stories about him being with Marilyn, but he was kind, grateful, and a total gentleman to me. And he met some of my family, and he was kind to them, and he never acted arrogant. I was a stewardess for a long time, and that's where I met a lot of celebrities because they always flew. That's before they all had their own airplanes. And so the baseball players, I grew up with the Oakland A's, Reggie Jackson, Catfish Hunter, Rollie Fingers, and that's how I met Joe. He was the vice president of the Oakland A's.
Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah.
And you not only met him, he went farther than that.
Oh, we dated 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, of course, Marilyn Monroe and Joe, they were the famous couple.
Yes, I met him. She had been gone for 4 years. I met him at the ballpark. Well, Joe was standing there, and the guys are going, "You're not going to believe it, Fay. Joe DiMaggio's here." I go, "That's nice." And then he kept feeding me peanuts. I go, "Thank you." Then he started asking me to sit with his friends, managers of different ball clubs, and I go buy him hot dogs and all that. So then he said, "I think you need to go out with me." I said, "No." First of all, he was 39 years older than me.
39 older?
And I had to be
Wow.
young. I was like 22, 23, maybe. I was really young. So then he had a dinner thing they did in Oakland, and he called me up and he says, "I think you need to come." And I lived probably 6 blocks from the place, and he let me in, and he's sitting with 12 people. He gets up, moves down one, I sit next to him. He acts like nobody in the room was there, and he just talked to me about faith, family, all that stuff. And so then we became more friends, and then he wanted to come over for dinner. Well, my roommate was a stewardess as well, and she had a pilot over they were going out to dinner, and he knocked on the door, Joe did, and the guy says, "Who's she dating?" Probably a pilot or something. She goes, "Oh no, it's not a pilot." He opens the door and sees Joe DiMaggio standing. He almost had a heart attack. He couldn't talk. And I was cooking dinner, and they wanted to stay for dinner, and I wouldn't let them. I said, "Out." And I made it, we didn't even have a table. We put on the old coffee tables we used to have. We sat on the floor. Joe DiMaggio sat on my floor at a coffee table eating dinner with me. Is that not hysterical? And then he told me a lot about Marilyn. He told me a lot about her. He was, I'm sure, obsessed with her. But I think when I was younger, I had more blonder hair. I think I favored her, she's pretty, but, followed her a little bit. And I think that drew him. But he was amazing, just amazing. But he told me all about the ball players, and, that's when I became friends with him. I became friends with Billy Martin and mickeymantle.
Really?
We were drinking buddies.
You were drinking buddies with mickeymantle?
And Billy.
Wow, that would have been a challenge.
It was. It was.
You would want to keep up with them.
Oh, I almost didn't live through it. When you're going with Billy Martin and Joe taught me how to drink martinis.
Really?
And I didn't even know what a martini, I didn't know what it was, but I learned how to drink them.
I figured he just had coffee since he was Mr. Coffee.
Oh man, he was a cocktail drinker. Are you kidding me?
And so how long did you and Joe date?
Joe? Mm-hmm. 5 years.
5 years, wow. And what ended it?
I was a stewardess still then, and one of the things in the airline world then, I stayed at a lot of places they stayed at. So we'd all go out to dinner, or Joe was kind of private, though. He says he was, but I saw a lot of people around. But I just, what broke us up, I got changed with another airline, and I ended up in Muskogee, Oklahoma. And Joe came out for a show in Tulsa, a baseball show. And he called me, he said, I want you to come to the show. So I came up to the show, and when he went to pay for my ticket, the people, you know, when they see him, it kind of blows them away. And it was hard to go out to dinner with him because everybody wanted to hear your conversation. He said, I don't want them to hear our conversation, you know, all that kind of stuff. So what happened is I went to Tulsa, and I was still flying, and I'd meet him places, you know, and then it was kind of like, oh, that's when I got married to another guy, and I didn't tell Joe.
That would do it. That
did
break
it.
you up.
He was not happy about it. He was not happy about it.
What else would you like the people who are tuned in to know about Joe, about your time with him?
He's probably one of the, I heard stories about him being with Marilyn, but he was kind, grateful, and a total gentleman to me. And he met some of my family, and he was kind to them, and he never acted arrogant. And I thought, I'm hearing these stories, you know, because he was pretty up there, you know, pretty famous.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and he, of course, I always dressed up when I was with him. You know, that's what you do. And he took me to a lot of places and introduced me to people. And I would be at an event, and I would kind of stand back because it was him. He'd grab me and pull me up. He said, no, you're with me. He said, you can be with me.
They said that his entire life, until he died, he always had flowers sent to Marilyn's grave.
Yeah.
He still loved her when he was with you, but he wasn't mourning her.
I thought it was more grief. I think he missed the relationship. What I understand, which he didn't do to me, but he was jealous of her, and she liked to show it all off, and he didn't like that. And of course, she was a big flirt, minor detail. And remember when she had the dress that
Sure.
jumped up? He was not, he didn't want anybody to see her underwear. He was pretty straight arrow guy.